NFL training camp is officially here. We are full steam ahead. There is no turning back. And when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs, one position we're going to be heavily zoned in on is their secondary. They lost a main piece, and now they may be dealing with a major injury. So we're going to dissect and see what they can do in 2024. Now with that, let's cut the chit chat and let's have some fun. Day 2 of Kansas City Chiefs training camp is officially in the books. And when you guys start watching this, it will probably be day 3 because I'm literally recording and they are literally on the practice field. So what I say about the Kansas City Chiefs secondary will probably flip-flop with how things progress throughout today. That's just training camp. That's just how it goes. But we did get some major news out of day 2 from Jason Anderson as he reported that safety Justin Reid's injury may be a bigger concern than we all anticipated, and he expects him to miss preseason and maybe early on into the NFL season. We heard day-to-day, and maybe we should have been more skeptical of that day-to-day phrase if you look back at Andy Reid and you remember Eric Berry, and day-to-day literally was not day-to-day, it was a full season. Now, I don't expect Justin Reid's injury to be a season-long injury, but it is alarming to hear that he can miss the preseason and early on in 2024 because he's going to be a huge factor for the Chiefs' safety. One, he's their leader. So now we need that next man up mentality, which would label Brian Cook, who himself is coming off of a huge injury. He doesn't look like he's missed a step, but we got to see how he performs in real live action. And then you got the 2 young dogs in Shamari Connors and Jaden Hicks. And we have seen Jaden Hicks' number called a lot with Justin Reid being sidelined. He is going to be Steve Spagnuolo's Swiss Army knife, but he may be in that secondary at that free safety or strong safety position earlier than anticipated. So we got to keep our eyes out for that. But also, throughout this offseason, we got rumors about Justin Reid maybe even being a huge asset in the kickoff return game because with the whole rules changing and everything like that, there's been rumors from Dave Toub that he may be the Kansas City Chiefs kicker. Well, that may be out the window if he's missing all of training camp and all of preseason, and you better expect Harrison Butker to be in that position, which is not a huge difference because that's usually what it is, but it would have been cool to see Justin Reid kicking the ball and then making a tackle downfield. We may have to put that on pause for the time being. But with him being injured, do the Kansas City Chiefs jump in that free agent pool and go for a guy like Justin Simmons? Chiefs Kingdom is very familiar with Justin Simmons because he knows how to pick off Patrick Mahomes. He knows how to pick off anyone. He is a turnover king. And if Justin Reid's injury does go into early parts of the season, you got to think about bringing in a guy like him because your safety room is very, very young. Talented, but very young. And you need that leadership out there. So that is someone who I would be very, very excited to bring in. Likely, I don't know. I know what the Kansas City Chiefs will do, and they'll see how it pans out throughout training camp and preseason. They are going to give these young boys a chance. And if they feel like they need to bring someone in, Justin Simmons, they will be all for it. Now let's focus on the cornerbacks because we got a little switch up with L'Jarius Sneed going to the Tennessee Titans. And we literally only got one solidified position, and that is Trent McDuffie, the All-Pro. The only thing I'm going to be curious about with Trent McDuffie headed into 2024 is he going to stay in his slot role or is he going to expand more and is he going to be more of an outside cornerback? That is up to coaching. That's going to be a Steve Spagnuolo and Andy Reid call. I expect it, but also, hey, keep him at his game. Keep him while he's an All-Pro. I can understand it too, definitely with how deep the Kansas City Chiefs secondary is, which we will get into right now. I think the leader up for cornerback number 2 is Josh Williams, who did have a nice interception yesterday. It was actually kind of funny, cool play because he did intercept it and he did pitch it back to Chris Jones, and it's all fun and games, and I don't expect that to happen in the game, but you got to lighten up the mood when it comes to training camp. But as I mentioned with Josh Williams, he's very talented. It's can he kind of perfect his technique, because he has been a hit and miss kind of cornerback where he will make a great play and then he will give up a big play. But going into year 3, if he is elevated and take that next step, I really believe he can be a perfect cornerback in this league to replace a L'Jarius Sneed. And a lot of people are going to be like, whoa, hold up. L'Jarius Sneed is a great cornerback. Yes, but also Spags knows how to develop great cornerbacks as well. And when we go through this cornerback room, all these guys have great potential, and we're going to even highlight guys like Jalen Watson, who has missed training camp due to injuries to start off, and I believe will be fighting for that cornerback 2 position. I think Joshua Williams has that early edge on him, and honestly, the Kansas City Chiefs can do so many interesting scenarios with this secondary where they can keep Trent McDuffie in the slot, and you play Jalen Watson, and you play Joshua Williams on the outside. I don't think there's going to be a solidified McDuffie 1, Josh Williams 2, Jalen Watson 3. They're going to rotate pieces. They're going to put players in the position and matchups to where they can feel like they excel. That's going to change game in and game out. You best believe that. But I do believe those will be your top 3 cornerbacks. But here's where the rotation gets kind of fun, kind of interesting as well, because a lot of people have forgot about players like Nazeeh Johnson, who suffered a season-ending injury last year, but was impressing in mini camps and going into training camps, and he is looking better than ever as well. And if he can stay healthy, he's a name you gotta highlight, because I believe he is a playmaker and he can make plays in preseason. And if he does that, best believe he is going to be a rotational cornerback as well. And then another name a lot of Chiefs Kingdom has forgot is they signed a guy this offseason in Kelvin Joseph, who was very talented coming out of college, was a 2nd-round pick by the Dallas Cowboys, hasn't lived up to that hype coming into the NFL, but in minicamp, he has looked impressive. And that is someone who, if he can live up or go back to his college hype, this is why the secondary is so loaded and I feel like won't miss a step, because every single player in the cornerback room has a chance to be a playmaker. You literally don't have to miss a step. And now you're probably seeing what Brett Veach and Andy Reid saw in March, where they wanted to keep L'Jarius Sneed, but they didn't want to pay that big of money when you're loaded at that position, as well as in the future, you're going to have to pay guys like Trent McDuffie top dollar. And if Joshua Williams and Jalen Watson show out, it's not going to be top dollar, but you're going to have to pay them if you want to keep that secondary solidified. I'd rather have more good cornerbacks than just one great cornerback. So I see what Brett Veach is doing, and I believe the Kansas City Chiefs won't miss a step, and I believe the secondary can be better than ever. And what helps a good secondary is a great D-line. So boys like George Karlaftis, Chris Jones, and Charles Omenihu healthy will make that secondary even better. But with that, Chiefs Kingdom, I'm going to cut this video and we're going to get into day 3. I might get that video either out later tonight or tomorrow. We'll see how I'm feeling, but it will definitely come out. Let me know some of your thoughts going into 2024 and how you feel about this Kansas City Chiefs secondary. With that, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I got a goal of 2,000 subscribers before that Baltimore Ravens, Kansas City Chiefs banner night matchup. We're getting there slowly but surely. Let's get that live stream popping. If you don't want to subscribe, I completely understand. I get it. But please, if you do like my content, hit that big thumbs up. I'm checking out. Y'all take care. Peace.